Hello! Had to get all of the vibes going because that is an integral part of this channel is the vibes. I didn't have all my candles lit and everything. And I was like, that's important. I gotta have the candles going. This is the first time that Hekate's candle has been lit on a live. So, welcome Hekate. How you doing, girl? I really I've said before that I'm extremely informal with some of the gods, and I'm more formal with some of the other ones. I'm normally more formal with Hekate, so calling her girl just now did feel weird. But also, I don't think she hates me, so it's probably okay. How you doing? Are you doing on this lovely Thursday evening? I don't know what this vibe is that I have right now with the voice crack and everything, but it's fine. We're going to go with it. This was one of those lives where I was half asleep 15 minutes ago, and now we're here and I'm ready to talk about whatever we talk about today because I didn't come in with a plan, because whenever I come in with a plan, the plan is decimated. So, you're hot. Oh no. Is it a outdoor temperature thing? Is it a broken temperature thing? Or just a body thing, cuz that's also fair. And hello, young man. I you always want to be you always want to be the center of attention during live time, but you don't want to be on the live. Little darling child cat. I did also no AC. That sucks. I hate. This is such a silly thing, but I hate when I can't blame like Mercury retrograde or something for stuff like that. Because I'm just like, because I take Mercury retrograde so unseriously most of the time. Like unless it's a really bad one, like the whatever this most recent one was like pretty actually rough. But like 80% of Mercury retrogrades are totally fine. And so to me, blaming things like a broken AC or whatever on Mercury retrograde is like funny because I'm so not pressed about it for the most part. But actually, genuinely broken AC is not fun. Would you? He's still all up on my hand. Would you at least? Yeah, there we go. At least I don't have to pick you up to get you kind of in frame. Yeah, it's all in good fun. All in good fun. You hear that, Hermes? Nobody's mad at you. We're all mad at Mercury, and it's all part of the game, and he's in on the joke, probably. The old building. Oh no. HOA doesn't want to turn it on? That's rude. That's so rude. Wow. Okay. Uh Make a sigil. My HOA turns my AC on. Do magic about it. I'm kidding. I I was actually, when I was considering if I wanted to bring a topic in for today, I was like, the topic for today could just be staying grounded, but just because it's so easy to get into like too far off into spiritual land and not have the grounding that you need. But then I was like, but that's not a fun topic, and now I'm grounded mostly, sort of. Oh, maybe I'll ground again. This is a crazy Aries season. There's a lot going on this Aries season. Jesus Christ. Yeah, trying to figure out the right magic for it. Yeah, I know. I guess it's probably not a good time to put your HOA in a freezer, huh? You could put your own apartment in a freezer to cool it down. Whoa. I was worried that was going to happen. Okay. Technical difficulties. Cat related as usual. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the memes and the videos of the like what some child somewhere will have this current sky as their birth chart, and I'm just like, oh no. There's too much going on, and I feel so sorry for whoever has to be this level of Aries. Yeah, blame the moon for stuff too. That's fair. I am. How bad? I did look at the chart today, but I didn't look closely at the chart today. How bad are we in the progression of shit's getting crazy? I did. I did turn my asteroids and things back on my astrology app, so I have so many extra points that I would not normally have to contend with reading a chart. But yeah, yeah. Oh, the Mercury Neptune conjunction is today, or like it's happening now. Mars and Saturn. Mars Saturn conjunction is soon. Moon in Aries, Sun in Aries. Yeah, all that in Aries. Gee, that's a hell of a stellium for whoever gets born right now. Yeah, hey, hey, hey. So glad to see everybody. Glad you're all here. Yeah, this is considering the literal fires in the news and all of that stuff. I'm like, yep, it's Aries season. It's almost the end of Aries season. The sun is at 27 degrees Aries. He's like, the sun is almost ready to let Aries go. But everyone else is just like, no, no, we stay. We stay here. We stay in Aries. It's like, no, no, you don't, please, no. If you could just, if we could all just take a deep breath and get the hell out of Aries, it'd be great. Just put the stellium in Taurus instead, and at least give everybody a fighting chance. Anyway. I did just post a new video on TikTok for the first time in ages. Uh, it is currently, I posted it well over an hour ago, and it's at 0 views, so I think it happened for the first time ever. Uh, I I don't know for sure yet, but I did a teaching tarot using Disney movies video. Like I want to make that a series, and I did the first one, and it's about Aladdin, and there's so many swords. Um, yeah, I know a bunch of people are off TikTok completely. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on Instagram. But I was just like putting it on TikTok first as like a trial, and it's got 0 views. And so yeah, I'm because my only guess is that because I say swords so many times in the video, and swords is in the caption. That's my only guess. Yeah, so you guys will see this video even though you don't like aren't on TikTok anymore. Like, but I was just like, let's give it a shot. Let's post something on TikTok and see how it does. And it's yeah. Normally, there's this thing that like every video you post on TikTok gets at least like 200 views just to test how the video does. And this video does not have that privilege, it would appear. Maybe at like 3 p.m. tomorrow it'll start getting views after it's gone through some kind of review process for just saying swords so many times. But yeah, I like the idea a lot. I had this idea the other day to just do pop culture tarot lessons. But the video is too long, and I will say that the video is 4.5 minutes long. But I did it in one take, which I was really proud of. Which I made that sigil the other day of like I'm proud of my work, and I was so proud of myself for doing this video that came out like just how I wanted it to, and it's long, but it's not really too long. So I don't even know if I'm gonna post on YouTube Shorts. It might just be a YouTube video, like a real YouTube video. because it's 4.5 minutes and that's long enough for YouTube. But yeah, TikTok is kind of nothing but ads now. It's bad. It's bad that I'm desensitized to how many ads there are on TikTok. My thing is, I can't stand ads on YouTube, and I do actually literally pay for YouTube Premium because I actually, ironically, I started paying for YouTube Premium because of these lives, because the music that I use this like lo-fi, no copyright music that I play on YouTube. This guy, and that's our background music all the time. And I literally bought YouTube Premium so that I could use this as background music and not have ads playing in the middle of my lives. Uh, and now I could never go back. I could never do YouTube with ads again. Uh, but for some reason on TikTok, I'm just used to it. For some reason, I've been indoctrinated into whatever space TikTok is living in right now, which is kind of awful. Oh, I missed that. You felt the energy of this year since last September. That's fair. I all of the and all of my friends and stuff that have said anything about it, and a lot of other places are like that I've seen around. Kind of everybody's saying like by 2027, 2028, we're gonna start to have a little bit of movement energetically. Like we're gonna be getting out of the energetic pit that we're in right now. We're not literally in a pit, but we're in a rough spot. And the rough shot spots should start clearing up 2027, 2028, and that's what it feels like for me too, like just backing up what I've heard other people say. But boy, can I not wait for that. I'm just everything about everything social media, everything obviously political world, everything like all of it. I'm just like we need we need reassessed. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many ads, there's so many, and I'm like part of me hates it because part of my day job is literally making ads, but I'm like at least a pretty ad in a magazine is a pretty ad in a magazine and you can just skip right past it. But being like inundated all the time with the ads for like on TikTok and on YouTube and on everything else, it's getting to a point. It is definitely getting to a point of like absolute oversaturation. Cause like this is this what we're doing? Are we talking about the energy of advertising right now? Because we can do that, I guess. That was not the vibe in here is so different, and the only thing that's different is that Hekate's candle is lit, and I'm like, does Hekate also hate all of the advertising? I, I could take the bones out of the box and start throwing the bones and get Hekate's opinions on current media culture. But genuinely, it's like we're in kind of like a vortex. It feels like a vortex of advertising. And I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. I don't have any solutions, unfortunately. I do. I considered just straight up channeling for this live, but I considered a couple of different things. I don't. You guys can tell I'm extremely all over the place right now. This is what happens when the ADHD meds wear off, and I don't like drink a coffee or something. A mostly decaf coffee. Yeah. No, honestly, I would believe it. I am like, do you actually want to talk? Do you have stuff to say? Yes. Is it public stuff? Yes. Okay. Are we just channeling Hecate tonight then? Is that what we're doing instead? Oh, a bunch of AI generated ads. That's even worse. Yeah. This is why. This is why I'm like, we all stopped. Maybe not we all. I stopped watching like network TV and cable and stuff because I was so sick of like traditional advertising, and then streaming is now like back to traditional commercial advertising, and YouTube has all the commercials unless you pay for premium, which again, I don't think I can ever stop paying for YouTube premium now, which sucks because that just means that I'm in the trap. Not to diss YouTube on my live that's currently happening on YouTube, YouTube gods. Don't Please don't hate me, but like, damn. Are we literally? It feels like we're channeling Hecate today. Are we doing Hecate Q&A? Okay, hold on. Because we could just. I watched a video of another medium doing a channeling for like an hour today. Um, and it's got me feeling in a channeling mood. AI generated art feels so soulless, not gonna lie. True. Yeah. Just everything about. I was out with some of my friends from, because I do improv as well. Uh, and I was out with some of my improv friends last night. We were talking about how all of the AI art and all of the everything, like all of the generative AI stuff, is all so soulless. Like AI copy is so bad. As somebody who likes writing but hates copywriting, AI copywriting is like the worst form of copywriting. I'm just kills me. Channels serve to avoid traditional ads. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like so many ads are so dishonest and so messy. It's just a mess. Okay. I've seen enough agreements to Hecate channeling that I guess we're just doing that now. Okay. This is an interesting medium. You've you've seen me do this before. You Yes. I've seen many do this before. I don't think that I have done it before. Not in this way. Okay. Well, do you have do you have thoughts on the conversation we're having, or do you want to introduce something new? It is disappointing at this time. What you are all having to deal with energetically is inoptimal. You can withstand it, but frankly, it would be better if you could all avoid it. But I do not expect you all to avoid it. It would. Sorry. I just. What she wanted to say is not that crazy, but it did pull me out for a second. Okay. I was going to say it would frankly be easier if you would all either join me down here or wherever else you may need to go. The Earth is in a particular state where you will not be able to enact a significant amount of change individually. You will require teamwork to make any notable differences. And I do encourage that you do that. I encourage that you work together. I encourage fighting for change. But do not feel discouraged if you try to do that and it does not work, because it was not meant for one person to do. Every action that you all take here and now is valuable in some way, but every action cannot be the kind of catastrophic that you all need. And you do need catastrophe, not death. You do not need utter chaos, but you need catastrophe. You need a breakdown. You need your tower moment, as you would say. But it cannot come too quickly. It can come too slowly, and that is my only concern about the matter. You all will be in discomfort until it does come. And that is unfortunate, but there is little to be done about it now. Times are changing, timelines are changing, but this is a situation of the best way forward is through. Yes, an invitation from Hecate to visit her. Was that a formal invitation? Child, you do not need a formal invitation to visit. You may come to speak. I may be indisposed, but you may visit. My doors are not closed to many of you. Any of you here may visit. You may need to announce yourselves, but you are welcome. There are limitations on your visiting, but we would be glad to have you. How long? How long does depend on how many more times the timelines shift between now and then. The most likely range is roughly 2 to 4 years before you start to see the positive effects. About 4 years before you start to see the positive effects. About 2 years before things start to improve. That is the most likely duration. It's so funny switching back and forth, just like reading the chat and coming back in. She's so serious, and I'm so this right now. I am gonna ground a little bit more. Because, yes, she did say house rules. Yes, 2 to 4. this is one of the tricky things about channeling, because she's transmitting information that I'm having trouble translating. It's like the breaking down of things takes about 2 years, and the building back up takes about 4 years from now. So two more years after the 2 years. Yes. It's funny. This half and half thing happens sometimes when channeling, especially like this. But I can tell you a little bit about her home, at least in the ways that I've seen it, the one that I've seen, because I think there are a couple. She does have. Her home is in the underworld, but it's in a bit of a pocket dimension on its own. So if you take like the sort of vast expanse of the underworld, and then you were to extrude space in this sort of weird slide noodle thing, this pocket over here is like her subdomain, where again, like you can visit, but she's fully in charge, even though she's like technically in the underworld, which is in Dominion of Hades, in her pocket dimension realm situation. Hades has no pull of his own. Yeah, roughly from now. Yeah. We're in the middle of the mess right now. The mess and breaking down of things takes about 2 more years. And then in the 2 years following that is when things start to build back up. Yeah. Does anybody have questions for her while she's here? I think she's said the thing that she was like here to say. Yeah, pretty much. Guided tour, shoes off at the door, no touching the walls. Yeah, pretty much. It is like, it's funny because Hades's castle and everything is very like, it's like a mixture of black marble and almost like abalone, mother of pearl, pearlescent, quartzy stuff, whereas Hecate's is just like, it's almost like black granite, and like it's not quite lava rock. It's like something in between granite and lava rock. But it's much less flashy than Hades' castle is. But it's, in a way, it's much more elegant. Sorry, Hades. The rooms in Hades' castle are bigger, and the overall size of Hades' castle is bigger, but Hecate's is, and I've seen one of the back areas. It might even technically be like the backyard. I don't know if it's even technically a room, but yeah. That's fair enough. If you have a question for her, you can always, like we said here, you do essentially have an invitation. So if you have a question for her that you need to go to her for, you can do that. Oh, Lid, you absolutely know each other from before. Yeah. Um, yeah, no, I don't think anybody here is meeting Hecate for the first time in this life. Um, Christine, number of lives where they've worked more directly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As your sole piece, yeah, at least 3 times, maybe 4 or 5. Depends on how close. Like, yeah, but yes, at least 3 lives is what I'm saying. I am freezing. I wonder. I thought I saw a glitch before, but I'm not getting any error messages. Yeah. Mm, I'm on good Wi-Fi. Uh, 1 second here. Let me check something. Um, get I no, I need to actually go back to this. Hold on. I'm still here, but I'm just checking my camera to make sure it's not a problem. Here, no, that's fine. Hmm. Yeah, lactose. You can. I think you've got because your Lampad guide right can carry any messages that are like indirect, and that's all you need. Um, because they'll go direct to her pretty much, or at least know where to go. If you want to talk to her directly, you definitely can, even though you don't work together. She is aware that you have like some interest and some questions and stuff, so you definitely can just go talk to her. Um, but if you're like worried about it, if you're worried about like seeming, if you're worried about being appearing too forward or something, you can just have your guide do the communication. Yeah. No, you're good as far as I know, Lid. Unless it's a Hecate thing. Yeah. Did the freezing stop? Because I didn't change anything, but it looks better on my end. Because there was something happening. If we do have to end early, then we will. But I think we're freezing stopped. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't think Hermes is messing with anything. Hecate is still kind of here, but she's doing her thing. Thank you for that, by the way. That was very nice. A kind gesture for you to be involved. Appreciate it. Okay. Um, Yeah, Hermes just did the like, not me. Nah. Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't think he's doing anything. Yeah, it's just that like you've had at least 3 lives where you were close to Hecate in some way or other. Like either you worked with her or you were like some kind of way. That's all that I really got out of it. Um, it was like up to like 5 or 6 lives, kind of like depending on how you count, like how close you mean, you know. Like there were a couple of lives where you were around and she was around, but you didn't interact directly with each other. But you've had a number of lives where she was a part of your life. Yes. Yeah, like I said, I think everybody here has. Again, except for um, yeah, Christina, you've always had that like a more tangential relationship with her. I haven't seen there was like one life where you and her would have been in the same vicinity, but for the most part you and your soul and everything are kind of doing your own thing. But yeah, everyone else here has had at least a couple lives where Hecate was relevant in them. Yeah. Does she like sake? I would imagine so. Do you like sake? That is acceptable. Okay. Do you have a preference? Really? I think I think she just said she slightly prefers soju to sake, but I find that deeply amusing actually. But yeah, sake is acceptable. No vodka. That's fair. I would not have pegged Hecate for a vodka. No vodka, no gin. Sake's fine. Soju's fine. Whiskey's fine. Rum's fine. She's picky about beer. Like she likes IPAs but doesn't like lagers or something. I love getting into what deities do and don't like because it can get so specific. That's very funny. Yeah, I knew Rome was gonna come up in the questions. I was like, we'll just cover that base now. Cover that base now. Yeah, she'll definitely take a shot of sake. Like she wouldn't turn it down. That's so fair. We are all picky about beer. Beer can be so good or so bad. I mean, yeah, Lid, you're good. We're here. You can ask a semi personal question if you want to. Um, Either is acceptable. If you wish to light the candle, it'll be appreciated. It's not required. I think to use your words, yes, she would say you are cool as you are currently. She will probably be back to being more present again at some point in the next year. with you. Um, but yeah, it's kind of up to you if you want to start. Like you could start early if you wanted to, and just let her know. Yeah, I know. I need to. I guess I should just pour some whiskey for probably everybody whose candle is lit. And Apollo doesn't like whiskey, really? Good thing I've never given you whiskey, I guess. Apollo will take the vodka. That's funny. Um, Hermes doesn't love whiskey. Hermes would take a gin. Okay. Um, Pineapple juice? Hermes wants pineapple juice? I don't have pineapple juice. I have lemon soda. I know. I'm like, I would not have thought about Apollo, and Apollo will take Apollo will take vodka. Apollo will take tequila. Apollo would take soju or sake. Do you also prefer soju? Interesting. I would not have thought that deities had that kind of preference. I mean, because also soju and sake aren't that similar. Anyway, um, yeah. Now I'm just listing deities offering preferences, but that this is amusing me, so hopefully it's amusing for you guys too. Yeah. Okay. Hermes would take the screwball peanut butter whiskey, but is less in favor of Fireball. Ran out of Fireball for Loki, so had to pour the fancy whiskey. I bet he liked that. Yeah, Hermes drinking gin makes sense to me. I don't know why. It does. It kind of gives aviation gin a little bit, I guess. Aviation gin, Beefeater, Tanqueray, not Tanqueray. Less of a fan of Tanqueray. Okay, so you like British gins, or I mean Tanqueray is also British, I think, isn't it? But anyway, it doesn't matter. Would Hermes like wine, water, coffee, or tea? All are here. Uh, all of those are good with Hermes. Water's water's boring but acceptable. Wine and coffee are preferred. Tea's good. Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. Apollo and Aphrodite really like this one old timey fashioned Chinese wheat wine. Ooh, that sounds nice. That tracks just with both of them that they would like that. Yeah, yeah. Screwball peanut butter whiskey. Crazy. It's really sweet. It's ridiculous. It's like yeah. If you had, it's like drinking peanut butter and jelly at the same time because it's so sweet, even though there's no fruit in it. Aviation Gin was the one you thought of. Okay, great. Yeah, I mean that does track perfectly for Hermes, right? Because travel and flying and yeah, naturally. What about moonshine? I'm curious. I don't think that Hermes would care for that. I know exactly. Not all of them popping in to give their preferences. I'm like, this is just funny now. Um, yeah, Aphrodite would rather have wine than pretty much anything we've talked about tonight. White wine over red wine? Really? Chardonnay over Chardonnay over red blend. Okay, so yeah, you're getting specific. You're like Chardonnay first, Chardonnay over, but then like any red wine over like a Pinot Grigio. Okay, that's fair. You like Sauvignon Blanc? Okay. This is just where we're just I hate the camera moving so much. I'm so sorry. I still haven't figured out a way to turn that off. I'm just dying at that felt targeted. Yeah, no, I've also given her red wine generally. Like I've given her red wine a number of times, but I'm like I guess she specifically likes Chardonnay and yeah, and Sauvignon Blanc. Interesting. I guess she's probably just been given so much red wine and like she's probably been given so much mediocre red wine cuz like I'm sure I used to give her probably like the $2 Chuck Aldi brand wine back like at the time that I could like I was in college and I was old enough to buy wine but I didn't have good taste in wine. I probably gave Aphrodite a number of like shitty red blends. She didn't really like rosé over reds or whites. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. I am just like I just have this little circus in my head now of like Hikate is like way in the back, like she's still around and could pop in if somebody had something to ask her, but she's mostly gone. But like Hermes, Apollo, and Aphrodite are just like flying circles around in my head, being like, "Here's this, here's this, here's this." Everybody's everybody's wine preferences. Everybody would take honey and olive oil. That's the other thing. Pretty much all of the Greek gods will take olive oil as an offering. So keep that in mind, especially if you have a nicer olive oil. But like any olive oil, Greek gods will eat that shit up. Especially if you were to put like some bay leaf in the olive oil for Apollo, that would be nice. Or like rosemary and olive oil as well for Hermes or Apollo. Yeah, just straight up offering olive oil is totally valid. What time I bought olive oil to use as an offering and my husband ate it? um, that's hilarious. I mean, yeah, just olive oil. Nicer olive oil will be more appreciated as an offering, but like just olive oil, it's fine. That it'll work. Showing that for the wine offerings over to the like the Rieslings or ice wines. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. God, Riesling. This is the like I haven't been drinking for a while because it doesn't go well with the meds that I'm currently taking, and I'm just like, man, Riesling. Red wine, whiskey, yum yum. Need to wash the new wine glasses for them. I found ones with bluish. Ooh, smoked like striations. That's cool. That's very cool. I like it. What's left of the Lindor truffle for your husband and you? I okay. I did. I one time was at a meh. We were having a bit of a party. It was a low key party. It was just me and a couple people, and I bought mead specifically for Odin and for but I wanted everybody to try it still, and so I did like I poured. I think I poured Odin's first. I either poured Odin's first or I poured mine first and didn't drink it until I poured Odin's. But then I poured everybody else's, and did pick up. Somebody did pick up Odin's designated mead glass and just start drinking it. And I just looked at him, and he looked at me, and it was literally, he was just like, stupid, stupid Odin. I mean, love you, Odin, but like, he was just like, it's fine, she's pretty. I was like, God damn it, you old man. Odin is such an old grandpa, and he was just like, and he looked at me, and I look at him, he looked at me, and I look at him. Yeah, it's like, it's okay, she's pretty. Like, oh my god. So I did. I poured him more meat, and it was fine. But I was just like, Jesus, man. Appreciate you, Odin. Love having you around. Saying it's fine she took my offering because she's pretty is crazy work. I just. I love the insanity that is working with deities sometimes. Because just, again, Aphrodite being extremely specific about her wine choices, everybody apparently likes soju better than sake, and Odin is okay with you drinking his offerings if you're attractive enough. Done. Done. I'm out, folks. Yeah, and I can't help but roll my eyes either, because what the fuck do you mean, brother? Yeah, that I still laugh about that one. And then I introduced him to a bunch of people at the party because it was like part people party, part spirits party, right? Which is why Odin was there at all. So like I did some networking for Odin that night, and it was all fine, but it was just like dumb. Do you have something to say? You've been quiet apart from this. Just, nope. Yeah, highly recommend have a spirit party with your friends. Again, this is why. Okay, not to like. It's my life. I was gonna say not to toot my own horn, but it's my life. I'm gonna talk about it for a minute. I really am excited about the idea of doing these group readings as like offering those as a service because there's so many times that me and my friends have like been working on spirit stuff and we figure it out together, like working on it at the same time, and it's like someone's got their cards out or someone's doing the channeling or whatever. It doesn't have to be IRL woo woo friends. It can be internet woo woo friends. Like you don't all have to be in the same room. It can just essentially a Zoom call. Anyone can join from anywhere. But it's just like it's just so much fun to be problem solving and working on something together. Because there's always like I've helped friends figure out things on their own before I was like offering services about it, and like even after I'm offering services about it because friends are friends, and what are you gonna do? But like, and then the other friends have like helped me figure out stuff. It's just so much like, yeah, it's just so exciting to me to be able to do stuff with people and in a group. So it's just like I really want to just like offer that as a service because I want to help coordinate that for people and maybe make it a little bit more focused than it is when it's just because we've spent like hours on it as like just a group of friends fucking around, and it's so much fun to be just fucking around. But also I'm like, okay, if I'm here and I'm like focused and I'm like sort of leading a session, then I can make sure that we really like get down to business and get some good stuff out of it in a 45-minute session, So I'm really excited about it. I I don't know how many people are gonna book it ever, but I'm looking forward to it whenever they do. Husband and BFF will listen, but it's not the same because they aren't woo woo. I had considered that like it could be a good way to like introduce people to the woo woo potentially. That was one of my hopes. I'm not really like I'm not banking on that because I don't want to like have somebody book a group reading so that I can prove to their partner that they're not crazy, right? Like I would rather everybody be at least open to the idea. But I do like I I definitely thought about that as far as like having partners and like friends who are not as witchy or as woo woo or whatever being part of the whole thing. Because I was just like, you know, at the very least, it's fun. Like anybody will book. This is the other thing because like sometimes people would do tarot readings at a Ren fair or whatever, and in those cases you are usually doing stuff like that with your friends, and it's like whether or not all of your friends take it seriously, it's still like fun to do it together. So that's kind of part of my hope is that like it can be the kind of thing that you can do with people just for fun, even if everybody in the session isn't taking it extremely seriously. So that's one of my other hopes for it, is that maybe it can go over well that way, and just sort of like introducing people to it, or like just having fun with people, whether or not they believe as much in it as the person who booked it or whatever. You know, that's my 2 cents. Says he isn't woo woo, but he works with Buddha. Reminds me a lot of how I work with Aphrodite and Apollo. Love that. Love that. I have so many. I'm not gonna lie. You are not the first person who said pretty much that same basic thing to me. Where like so many of my friends who are woo woo and who are spiritual, their partners say they don't believe in it, but they have this like inherent intuition and ability, and like they're really weirdly lucky, and they like sometimes kind of work with somebody or something, but like they don't really, but they kind of do. And I'm just like, I'm watching you, I see you. You say you don't believe in this stuff, and then you go and do it, and then it works out really, really well for you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You're not the only one who has this happen. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just, yeah. I'm just saying. I digress. I'm just saying. He'll pray to Buddha and make an offering, and then he gets things instantly. Jeez. Okay. Go off, husband. Hell yeah. Love that for him. That's amazing. Oh. Okay. We are just about at the hour mark. That's so funny. Uh I left the book up there. Can I reach the book? I probably can't reach it from sitting down. Can I reach the book from sitting down? Oh, I'm so close. Oh, so close to reaching the book and not having to stand up to get it. Yes. Got it. Okay. It is bibliomancy time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks for being here. I love doing these lives, having a good time with everybody. You know the drill. Give that general energetic affirmation that you want to be included in this here reading, this here bibliomancy for the week. Woohoo! And we'll get started. We are deep in the book today. This is one of the last ones. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So this is passage 71 out of the Tao Te Ching. Advice for the week. Know, not knowing, supreme. Not knowing, faulty. We're going to have to go through this one a couple times. Only faulting faults is faultless. The sage is faultless. By faulting faults, and so is without fault. Jesus Christ. That is one of the most difficult to read ones. Okay, we're gonna go through this again. We're gonna go through this again. I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna talk during it this time. Yeah, it does sound like a tongue twister, literally. No, not knowing, supreme. Not knowing, faulty. Only faulting faults is faultless. The sage is faultless by faulting faults, and so is without fault. Okay. No, not knowing, supreme. Not knowing, faulty. No, not knowing. Like, look at the... No, not knowing, supreme. Not knowing, faulty. Only faulting faults is faultless. The sage is faultless by faulting faults, and so is without fault. Yeah, so he was drunk. He was drunk when he translated that. That is the most ancient proverb ever. Oh, okay. A part of me legitimately wants to go get a different translation because I love this translation so much, but that one's so rough. No, not knowing, supreme. Not knowing, faulty. No longer sounds like a word. KNOW is not a word to me anymore. Jesus Christ. Okay, now I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out for me as much as I gotta figure it out for you guys. Okay. I'm going to try to insert a couple words here to make it make sense. Know that not knowing is supreme. Not to not know knowing is faulty. Only faulting faults is faultless. That one I get. Only saying, like, only pointing out the problems of a problem is not problematic. Like, you need to point out, it's a double negative thing, right? Only faulting faults is faultless. You need to point out the faults because they have to be known. It is faultless to point out the faults. Only faulting faults is faultless. The sage is faultless by faulting faults, and so is without fault. So he's saying the sage does exactly what we just said, right? Only faulting faults is faultless. The sage is faultless by faulting faults, and so is without fault. So by calling out what needs to be called out and knowing what the fault is and knowing what is at fault, the sage is aware and is not themselves causing faults. Yeah, exactly. What you said. No, not knowing supreme. Not knowing faulty. No, not knowing. Knowing that you do not know is supreme. Not knowing. Not knowing. That's kind of what I'm getting out of it. That's pretty much where I'm at too. Yeah. Blaming imperfection isn't wrong, but it's the problem itself. You grow wiser by recognizing mistakes. Yeah. Let's go with that. I like our self-awareness is supreme. Yeah. I do think that's essentially what it's going for. It's like you have to know yourself, and you have to know thyself is a big Apollo thing too, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. My brain feels sufficiently twisted and stretched. To your friend, I apologize that you got one of the hardest to interpret readings out of this here book. I love this book. It's a very good book. That one's spiky. Okay, we're gonna call it there for tonight. Yeah, don't worry about it. A part of me wants to pull another one, not gonna lie. But I feel like that's against the spirit of the thing. Yeah, we're just gonna call it a night here for now. Thank you all for joining. This has been a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me channel at you and tell you the kinds of alcohol that deities like and rant about advertising and capitalism for a minute. Yeah, exactly. It's been a night. It's been alive. Appreciate you all very much. I will see you all again next week. All right. Ta ta for now.